Welcome to We Learn. In the previous session, we have done the discussion about control statements and arrays. In this session, we will learn about functions and strings. Topics to be covered are introduction to strings, declaration and initialization of strings, array of strings, built-in string functions, and other string functions. Strings. A sequence of characters are called strings. Strings in C are represented by array of characters. The string can be initialized as this type. Here I have used character array, that is char type, and the name of array is message, and I have stored h character at the 0 position of an array. Here I want to store hello in the character array, then I can store the hello string in array like this. The C compiler inserts the null character automatically at the end of the string. String functions. In C compiler, here is an header file called string.h that contains some string manipulation functions. The following is a list of common string functions. 1. strlen. strlen function returns the length of a string. It takes the name as the string as the name of an argument, and here ptr is a name of a string and len is a length of string. Here this function returns the length of this string to len. strcopy. strcopy function is used to copy one string to another string. Here str1 and str2 are two strings. The content of str2 is copied onto string str1. strcat. strcat function is used to concatenate two strings. The syntax of strcat is as follows. Here ptr1 and ptr2 are two strings and the content of ptr2 is merged in ptr1. strcmp. This is another function used to compare two strings. The syntax of strcmp is strcompare str1 and str2. str1 and str2 are two strings. This function returns 0 if the strings are equal. If a first string is less than second string, it will return negative value. If the first string is greater than another string, then it will return positive value. Here is a sample program of strcat strlen function to determine the length of a string. Hash include stdi.h, hash include string.h, that is header file that contains some inbuilt functions like strlen, strcat, strcmp, etc. I have started from main and declare the char type array that is named, and the length of this array is 80. I have declared one integer type variable that is length. Printf. It will print the message to the user, enter your name. Gets. Gets is also an inbuilt function that is used to fetch number of characters in that variable and stored in that variable that is entered by user. Length. I have assigned strlen and passes the argument name. It will return, this function will return the length of name into length, and then I will print your name has dash characters, like whatever will be the length that will be printed on the screen. I'll show you the example of this. For example, I have write that code and now I am going to execute. Here I have used string length function and passing the argument name. For this function I have used string.h. Now I am going to compile it. On the user screen, now I will do the input. It will return the length of this string. Here, hello, 1, 2, 11 characters. So it is printing your name has 11 characters. Now I will execute it again and entering some another. So it again showing 11 characters because there are 11 characters in this. I'll write just hello. It now showing 5 characters. So by this function we can find the length of any string. Now I will show you the example of another string. For example, strcopy. Strcopy function is used to copy one string into another string. Here I have declared for this 2 array of character type. The first array is first and the second I have named second. Clear screen for clearing the screen. Printf, prompting a message to the user, enter a string and then takes the input and stored in first variable, first array. strcopy function is used to copy one string into another. Here I am going to copy the content of first string into second. That is an array. It will do the copy of first into second. Now I am printing both the strings, that is first and second. Let's run this program. Enter a string. Here I am entering hello world. It will show me the message like this. The first string is hello world and the second string is hello world. When I use strcopy function, strcpy function, this function copy the contents of this string into this string. So by this function we can copy the content of one into another. Now I will show you the another example. strrev. Here I have used strrev. This function is used to reverse the content of one string. It will reverse the content of strings. So for this we used strrev. Here I have used include string.h void main character type array that is named int length, clear screen. Here length is not required. Printf, enter your name. The name will be stored in by get function in this array. Printf, reverse of a string is str, calling this function that is strrev and passing the argument name, and then output will be shown. Compile it and then run. Enter your name. I will write it's showing me the reverse of a string. I'll compile it again and write hello. Now it's printing the reverse of a hello string. So by this function we can reverse the string. Similarly, we can use string concatenation to concatenate two strings. Here is a sample program to convert the string into lowercase. To convert string into lowercase, we use the function strlwr. Here is a sample program for converting one string into lowercase. For example, I'll show you the example. I am including two files. First is stdio.h. Now including string.h, starting from main, declaring an array of character type, showing, prompting the user a message, enter a string, and then using gets function to take the input from the user. Now I will use strlw in name. I am using %s for string, %s format specifier for strings. Now I am compiling the program. I have entering a string. It's in lowercase. Now I'll show you this example again. I'm writing in uppercase, and by using this function I can convert in lowercase. Similarly, a function named strupr. This function is used to convert the string in uppercase. For this function I will write like this. It will convert the string from lower to uppercase. I'm going to execute this program. I'm writing hello, how are you? Now it's showing in uppercase. So these are the string inbuilt function. By using this function I can use directly to show the output. Next is string position. This function is used to return the position of string from where first string does not match with second string. Here I have used two arrays named first and second of size 80 characters, then prompting a message with printf, that is enter first string, and using gets function to take the input from the user and store it in first. Then I have prompting a message enter another string and storing it in second. Printf after dash characters, that is for format specifier, there is no match. So this function return the position of character where first string mismatches with the second string. This is a list of string functions. strlen returns the number of characters in the string. strlwr that converts all the characters in the string into lowercase. strcat add one string at the end of another string. strcopy copies one string into another. strcmp compares two strings and returns 0 if both are equal. I'll show you the example of strcat. I am starting TC. Starting with new file. clear screen, printing the message, enter first string. Taking the input from the user, then printf, enter second string. Using gets function to taking input for second string, and then I am using strcat function to concatenate two string. Do you know why I have used %s instead of %c? Because it's an array of characters. For single character, we used %c format specifier, and for array of characters we used %s to represent a string. This program will concatenate the content of second string variable into first, and it will show the merged string in string variable first. Now I am going to compile the program. There are some errors, so spelling mistake. Enter first string. Suppose I am entering C programming in first string. In the second string I am entering language. So if I want these strings will be merged in one, want to show C programming language at single time in first string, that I will use. For this I am using strcat that will concatenate two strings. It will show me the output like that. It will merge C language programming. We'll execute again and enter hello. In the second string I'll enter word. It will print like hello world. So by using these functions we can easily do these tasks. We can declare a simple string like this also. Starting from main, declaring the character type array, that is name and declaring the array, and then entering a string which I want to store, that is the declaration part. For clear screen, I am using clear screen function. For printf function is used to print this string on the user screen. %s for string format specifier name, and then h. Now I am going to compile this program, and that will run and showing me the string output, that is hello. If I use it like this, then it will show me hello world like this. So we can simply declare the string in character array like this. I can take input from the user also and can print it also. For example, I have not declaring here and declare the character array, and then printing a message to the user, enter a string that will store in name by gets function, and for printing I am using %s and name. Control F9. So I need to here tell the size of an array. Enter a string, I am entering hello. It will show me the output like that. Hello, how are you? So there are the multiple ways we can directly declare the string character array, or we can take the input from the user and then can print it. This is from my side about string functions. In the next session we will discuss about functions. In this session we will learn about functions. Topics to be covered are introduction to function, definition of a function, declaration of a function, function prototypes, the return statement, types of variables and storage classes, types of functions, call by value, and recursion. A function. Function is a self-contained block of executable code that can be called from any other function. Every C program has at least one function, that is main, and we can define additional functions also. So, function is a group of number of statements into a unit that can be invoked from other parts of the program. Here I will show you the sample program of functions. In this I have include #stdio.h. This is the function prototype of the function name. I am not returning any value from the function, so I have used void, which is the function which is not returning any value. For this we use void. If the function returns value, then we have to define which type of value it is going to return, whether it is integer type, float type, etc. So this is the function prototype. The program will be start from the void main, clear screen for clearing the screen, printf, you are in main function, that is the name of function which I am going to calling from the main function, that is sample, and then get. When the statement comes to this statement, the program will go to this point and will print you are in sample function. After the execution of this part, the control return back to main function, and then the program will be executed the other statements of main function. So in this program, it will print two statements. First you are in main function and then you are in sample function. I'll show you the example of this function. I'm making this program including stdio.h. This is the function prototype starting from main. Calling the function named sample, and then end of this program. Here I have to declare this function like this. Now I'm going to execute this program. So it will show the output like this. First it will show you are in main, and then it will execute the function sample and will print you are in sample. So by using functions we can create small blocks of our program and then can call accordingly in the main program. Types of functions. There are different types of functions. First, no parameter pass, no return value, parameter pass and no return value, parameter pass and return value. These are the three types of functions that we can use or we can declare in our program. The no parameter pass, no return value. These type of functions are not receiving any data from the calling function, or they transfer data to the calling function. So it will not taking the arguments or not returning the value. Simply the programs written in this function will be executed. parameter pass and no return value. This type of functions take argument from the calling function and returning not value to the calling function. Third type is parameter pass and return value. These type of functions take argument from the calling function and returning output to the calling function. Structure of function is function prototype, that is the declaration part. Calling a function, the statement that is calling the function is called calling part. The function which I have mentioned in the calling part to call is called called function. Here I will show you the simple example of this. Here is the function int multiply by 4. I am passing the argument int x. In this function I have declared one variable mult that will take the argument and multiply by 4, do the multiplication with 4 and then store it in mult variable. After storing, it will return the output mult, that is integer type, to the calling function. This how it can be used, I will show you the example. I am using function prototype, that is the declaration part, that will return the integer value. Here I have declared one variable that will store the output. I am showing the message to the user, enter the value which want to multiply 4. Scanning this value with the scan function. And storing it in output variable. This is the statement that is calling the function. Here I have to declare the type of data type of passing arguments. I am passing the argument x into this function and printing the output. Then declaring the function that will be called and passing the argument int x. Int multiply equal to 4 into x and returning the output I'm going to execute this program. Here is the expression syntax. Going to execute this program, compile and then run. Showing me the message, enter the value which you want to multiply by 4. I am entering 10. The output will be, after multiply 4, the output is 40. Similarly, if I execute again and then enter 50, it will return, after do the multiplication by 4 and return 200. So these are the function, these are the which we can use in our main program. Similarly, we can use sum, multiply, divide, like these functions. By using functions, we just dividing the program into sub-programs, that is easy to maintain, easy to correct errors, easy to improve errors. Next is here is another program that is used to scare off a number by using functions. I have declared main, then declaring two variables and sq, declaring the function int scare, that is in type. This is the function declaration part. Printf, enter a number to calculate the scare of a value, then scanning the number and it will stored in the n variable. Here sq equal to sq is used to call the function with passing the parameter n that I have taken input from the user. Scare n, when the statement reach this, when the program reach this statement, that will take the control to this function and execute the following statement. It will produce the result by multiplication number into number and then return the result to sq, and this will print the scare of a number. Next is function call by value example. Here is a sample program of swapping that is used to take input from the user of two numbers and storing it in x and y. Then it's showing the number of these variables which the user has entered, and then calling the swap function. Swap function will swap the values of these variables and then return the control back to this main function and produce the output by swapping the values of these variables. To show this example, I will show you this in C language. This is the program that is used to swap the values of two variables. Here I have declared swap function and then declaring x and y, scanning the values of x and y, printing the values of x and y before swapping, and then calling the function swap xy. Here I have declared int temp and storing the value of second variable b in temp and storing the value of first variable in second variable, and then storing the second value which I have stored from b earlier in a. So this program will swap the values of a and b and printing the values of a and b after swapping, and then control go back to the main function. After this program the statement will be executed and then end of the program. To show the output, I will compile the program and then going to run. Enter, it's showing the message, enter the value of x and y. I am entering 10 and 30. It show me the output like this. Before swapping, x equal to 10 and y equal to 30. After swapping, the function swap, that is swapping the value of x and y. Now x stores the value 30 and the y stores the value 10. So this is the imported program which is used to swap the values of two variables by functions. Next topic is storage classes. Storage classes refers to the persistence of variable and its scopes in the program. Types of storage classes is local, global, static and external. Local variable, a variable that is declared in the function and which scope is in that block only in which it is declared, that is called local variable. For example, here I have used the function int main multiply by 4 and declaring the variable int mult. This variable is called local variable because its scope, the scope of this variable is in this function is within multiply by 4. So these variables are called local variables. Next is global variable. A global variable that can be declared globally, so it's available to all the function. The global variable can be accessed by any function within its scope. This type of variable is called global variable. The declaration of this variable is usually done at the beginning of the program, but after the preprocessor directives. So this variable is not declared again in the body of the function which is going to access it. Example of global variables is this. Here I am using hash include stdio.h, int sum equal to 0, int lines equal to 0, and then proceeding to main program. Here sum and line, these are global variables that can be accessed throughout the program Next is external variable. When a global variable is declared in one file but used by other functions in another file, then the variable is called external variable. Next is static variable. A static variable can only be accessed from the function in which it is declared, like a global variable. Static variable is not destroyed on exit of the function. Its value is preserved and become available again when the function is called next time. To declaring these variables, the syntax is as follows. Syntax. Here I have used static keyword for declaring static variable, that is data type, and counter is the variable name. Call by value, call by reference. Function can be called a function can be called by passing the arguments that call by value, and function can be called by passing the address or location of variable, that is called call by reference. Here is a sample program to passing an array into a function. I'll show you in this C program of passing an array. Here I have include stdio.h, then declaring the function name, that is called function prototype, that will return the integer type value. This is the name of the function add numbers, and passing the argument of character type array. Integer type array, that is 5 numbers. Starting from the main, declaring an array of integer type with size of 5 characters, then int I, clear screen for clearing the screen, printf function to enter 5 integers. For entering the value in an array, I have used for loop starting from I to 0 to I less than 5, scanning the values of array 0 address, array 1 address, array 2 address to array 4. Then calling the function, the sum, for doing the sum of these values that I have stored in an array named add numbers, and passing the array in this function. When the program goes to this statement, the control go to this program. This is the function part which I have called from this statement. Here is the function data type, that is returning integer type value, function name, and the argument of array type. Int, declaring the variable int sum equal to 0, and int I, starting the loop that will start from array of 0 and doing the sum, putting the 5 numbers that I have passed. First it will store the value of array 0, 5 numbers of 0 address to sum. When it go to the next loop, it will store the value of sum plus array of address 1, and then sum, again do the sum till I less than equal to 5. After the completion of this loop, when the loop will exit, it will return the variable sum which have stored the sum of the elements of an array, and then program goes to this block and then get and then will exit from the program. I am going to compile this program. Enter 5 integers. It's showing me the message. I will enter 4 values 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and it will return me the sum of these values. I can use it for the average also. If I want, I am including in this program, if I want to include the average also. After the I can declare the variable name of float type of int type, because I have returning from average, and then initialize with 0. After the completion of this loop, it will store the sum of these numbers. I can use average equal to sum divided by 5, then returning the average. Now it will return the average and the function will be show the average of 5 elements. Going to compile this program, entering 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. It's showing me the average, that is 30. So by using functions we can pass a whole array to a function and then get the output. Next is recursion. Recursion is a process by which function calls itself repeatedly until some specified condition has been met. When the function calls itself again and again, this type of computation is called recursion. Here I will show you the example of recursion. Here I have declared I want to do the operation to find the factorial of a number. We can use it by loops also, or we can use it with recursion also. So I have made the function fcat and passing the argument int type that will return the data type as integer type. Then go to the main function, declared one variable and clear screen for clearing the screen, entering the number for which factorial I want to do perform, scan of the number, and then fact equal to calling this function factn. At this statement, the control goes to this function. It will check the passing value, if the value of passing variable is equal to 1 or double equal to 0, it will return 1, otherwise it will return x into fact of x minus 1. For example, I have inputting 5. Here 5 double equal to 1 condition is false. It will go to the else statement. It will return 5 into fact of 4. It will execute this portion again and again until the value of x is not equal to 1. I'll show you the example of this program. Declaring the function name, passing argument type, int n, clear screen for clearing the screen, prompting a message, enter the number, then scanning the number, and will store it in n. Printing the message. Passing the n. Then making the function fact producing if condition if x double equal to 1 and return 1, else it will call the function again. Return x into fact x minus 1. So this is called the recursion, where the error is